Hi everybody, thanks for stopping by to check out the latest from Sailing Emerald Steel. In this video we're going to be showing you how we replaced our membranes on our Watermaker. And before we get started, we'd once again like to thank all of you for all your comments and thumbs up on our last video. We really appreciate hearing from you guys. Thank you so much.
We built our Watermaker exactly 10 years ago, and although we clean our membranes periodically with the chemicals, our volume of the water went down from 45 gallons an hour down to about 34, and also the clearness of the water, which is parts per million, went up from our average of 120 parts per million up to almost 400. So time has come to replace the membranes. So what do you have there, Susan, that big box?
Did you buy me a present, Julius? You shouldn't have. Let's see what we've got here.
Jules bought a present for Susan. Let's see how she's gonna like it.
Whatever could it be, Julius?
In such a big box.
Something so big. It's big and round. Wow. Okay. It looks like a Watermaker membrane, Julius. Amazing. So after 10 years of running our Watermaker pretty heavily, we finally decided it's time to change out the membranes. So we bought 2 new ones, and we're going to show you how we remove the old ones and install the new ones. I don't know how hard it's going to be, but we shall see.
So to change the membrane for a Watermaker, because it would be very awkward to work right here, we will have to remove the pressure vessel out of here, and to do that we're required to disconnect the high pressure tubing and hoses which bring fresh water into a tank, and also reject water which go overboard. So now we will have to take all these connections apart, and then pull the vessel out, and we'll show you next what's got to be done. So now here we're disconnecting a high pressure hose which goes from a high pressure pump into the first pressure vessel. We have 2 pressure vessels. This way we're making 1,000 gallons a day. So today we will be replacing one, and tomorrow we will replace second one, because
They screwed up on our order and sent only sent one.
We ordered 2, but they only sent 1, so we're going to have to wait for the second one to come.
And how much did the membranes cost when we originally bought them?
When we originally bought it was $180 a piece, and now they are
$220.
something like $210, $220.
And it's exactly 10 years ago that we put these membranes in, so they've lasted for 10 years in a lot of different kinds of dirty water. So pretty happy with their life.
High pressure hose disconnected,
right?
And now we're going to disconnect from that sucker. Yeah. So now here we disconnect low pressure hose, and we also have to disconnect the second high pressure pipe tubing which goes from the first membrane into the second.
I'm draining out the pressure vessel here on the sink.
To remove a membrane from a pressure vessel, here you have 2 Allen screws. You have to unscrew it. After pull out those wedges which holding the membrane tap in, you remove the ring, and then this thing here comes out, and this is actually the sealer. Right here you have an O-ring, and the membrane is inside, and now we're going to try to pull the membrane out. So pretty much what you had here consists of 2 screws. You unscrew the 2 screws. Those 2 screws was holding those wedges. And these wedges here hold this plate here in place. And once you remove them, then you pull the plug which has an O-ring, and a water membrane goes into right here, and you can see it right here is the membrane. So first I took the needle nose pliers, grabbed the inside membrane, and by turning it I was able to bring her up to here, and now I'm going to have to use a channel locks, grab and lift it up like that. That's it. See it? And now it is. Here you got a membrane. This is the old membrane. It served us 10 years, and now time has come to replace it.
That wasn't that bad, right?
Oh, you got it.
Okay.
Now I would only like to tell you one thing.
What?
All went reasonably easy, except as I show you those plates here, they're nice stainless steel, but for some unknown reason they use a steel screws, which was very hard to get it out. So I suggest anyone installing Watermaker, if you do your own job, make sure those screws are stainless steel, because otherwise you're going to end up with a problem I did. Actually, the one screw I had to drill because I couldn't get it out, so it was unnecessary job, which took us an extra 45 minutes to do it. Anyway, here's our membrane. Now you're going to be able to throw it in the box. Membrane came in an enclosed plastic bag and looked like it's some kind of a little bit of liquid, so probably try to keep it moisture so it's not dry, and they recommended to use gloves before you're handling. So
yeah, it's probably got some chemicals on it.
after you take them, cut the plastic, and now you just insert a membrane directly into the pressure vessel. Compress it in. Okay, you push the membrane far enough in, because this plug's got to go on it, and the plug has an O-ring which makes it waterproof. You insert the plug. Now the membrane fits inside this fitting. After you insert the membrane and install the plug with the O-ring, you're going to make sure you press it down so you have enough clearance. Then you install this metal circle, and then you put into the wedges, and those wedges holds the metal circle from coming out. Right there. And then you're just going to put two
Stainless steel
screws.
screws.
Stainless steel, so you don't have the problem I had it. Try to get them out. Okay. So that is the one type of pressure vessel. The other one is a little bit different, so we will show you the other one when we get it tomorrow, and we'll replace the other one. Okay. So now we're going to install the fittings on the end, and then put it back together, and hopefully we will have no leaks. So for high pressure line, naturally you have to install stainless steel fittings, but for low pressure, that means fresh water is coming out, you can go with the plastic fittings. One side is a barb for a hose, and the other side is the one you screw in. Apply 2, 3, 4, I apply 5 rounds of the tape. They say 3 minimum, so that 5 would be about right, and then install that thing down there, and this is where the fresh water comes from. So stainless steel for high pressure, salt water in, salt water out, and low pressure, that means water, drinking water comes out of plastic fitting. So that's about it. Okay. After disconnecting the hoses, we take this membrane now out. Alright, remove the second. And this one has a stainless steel bolts, so it's much easier to remove it than the other one was. Okay, this pressure vessel has a 2, 4, 6 stainless steel threaded rods with lock nuts, and now we're going to try to lift that thing out, and there is a membrane.
This seems like a better design than the other one by quite a bit.
Yes. Okay. After you remove the nuts, you're going to take a wide, pretty good size screwdriver, and the pressure vessel has one notch on this side and one opposite, and you stick screwdriver in there and try to slowly forcing it out. It doesn't go very easy. It's been down there stuck for 10 years. For this job it's nice to have a big channel locks, so you can grab it right here, you know, when you turn it. And then we took a big screwdriver or a smaller crowbar, nail puller, and you gotta get underneath it and slowly wedging it out. It did not come easy, but now here is a plug. O-ring looks like it's good. It's good to have order a new O-ring same time you're ordering membrane, just in case if the O-ring is no good and you're not gonna get stuck. So once you take the top off, it is good to pull the top where the salt water coming into the vessel, because on this side you have a gasket, and instead of pulling it out that way and have that gasket O-ring going through all the vessel, just pull from this side, so you're only going to be a 3-4 inches to come out. And once you come past that O-ring, it's very easy to pull that thing out, and it's ready for a new membrane. So that's pretty much how it looks. It's our second membrane now. So that's how the pressure vessel look. And all you have to take it out, it's one end. So you can put the membrane out. And remember, open the one where the salt water coming in, because the O-ring is right here. So once you pull about 3-4 inches, it comes out very easy. Okay? Using a long clamp, it's a carpenter's clamp for building cabinets and so forth, all the way down. To insert this plug after you put in a new membrane, it's very hard to push it in because it has several O-rings. So you tie it a little bit and then you try to push on it. Tie it again, push it. Tie it a little bit. If you had 2 clamps, then you could just put it one from each side and accomplish a little bit easy, but this way is as best as it can get.
Yeah.
We'll tie that a little more. Alright, once the screws comes out here, then you can install the nuts and start tying it and be done. Alright, and then finally you tie it down, and you do it the same way as you would do installing a tire. That means it goes across, so compress the O-ring down, and makes it nice waterproof. Alright, that's it.
After putting everything back together, the Watermaker has no leaks and it's running fine. Here's our UV light, which they recommend because it kills cysts and viruses. It's a good thing to have with a Watermaker. And remember that after you get everything connected and put the membranes in, you need to run your Watermaker for at least an hour to flush out the membranes before you put the water into your tanks. And the next video is going to be a continuation of our last video where we were discussing reefing, only this time we'll be talking about how we handle our sails in rough weather conditions. I guess that's it for now, guys. I hope you found the video helpful. If you did, don't forget to leave a comment and a thumb up. And we'd like to also thank all of the new and old Patreons and people that support us through PayPal. We really appreciate your support. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Sailing for the South Seas.